Number one, your mindset. The way that you think, whether it's positive or negative, makes a huge difference in your abilities to take action or to understand what you're hearing. First tip is to start with a positive mindset. I believe you can do it. You can understand what you hear in English, right? That's why we're here. Let's take a look at the second strategy. Listen, read, speak. When you listen, it's very helpful if you can use other activities to develop your listening skill. So I recommend finding materials where you can listen and read them. So this video is a material that you can listen to and you can read the subtitles, right? The third is speak. So what I want you to try with this video or with my podcast is to first listen, then listen and read, then try a speaking technique that's called shadowing. I have another video that describes how to shadow, but I'll quickly describe it here. What you do is you listen, and as soon as you can possibly repeat what you hear, I want you to say it. Okay? So you're going to be mimicking what you hear as fast as you can right after you hear it. Kind of cross-training will really help your listening skills. Next, diversity. I encourage you to listen to a diverse set of materials, full movie of an hour or two. So a diversity of length of materials, and shorter length materials are better for repeating over and over. If you have a 3-minute video, you could repeat that 5 times and you've still only studied for 15 minutes. So it's very easy to do. Another point about diversity is I encourage you to begin listening to materials that are interesting to you, okay? Next, guess first. Why would you guess first? We want to be sure. We want to have concrete 100% confidence in what we're hearing, right? Well, actually, no. I want you to guess what you think you're going to hear based on the situation or the materials that you expect. Okay? Next, guess first. Why would you guess first? We want to be sure. We want to have concrete 100% confidence in what we're hearing, right? Well, actually, no. I want you to guess what you think you're going to hear based on the situation or the materials that you expect. So your brain doesn't have to work so hard to dig it up. So before you enter a conversation at a specific event or a specific place with a certain person, I want you to guess, what do you think that person might want to talk about? That will help you to be prepared mentally for that conversation. Last point, understand the big ideas. What I mean by this is I want to help you to understand what's special about the structure of English and the way that we speak. What are the patterns? If we can start to identify the patterns of English, then when you want to understand a specific conversation, a specific phrase or a specific word, you're going to be able to place that within the framework or the structure of English. And you'll be able to organize these new learnings much more easily. You'll have a place to put all the new ideas, the new vocabulary, and the new phrases. The big picture or the framework of English. And in my course, I describe this in more detail. But what I mean is we have to get used to things like the rhythm of English, how we chunk phrases together. And sometimes it has nothing to do with punctuation, like periods or commas, although sometimes it does. We have to get used to the stress that we put on certain parts of a phrase, the stress that we put on certain syllables in a word. We have to get used to how in English we have key content words and we have weaker function words. I'll explain all this in my full course. We have to get used to also the sounds that we're going to hear within the word.